I want to talk about orange oblivion.
Orange oblivion?
Yeah. When you came out with your orange monk suit.
Oh my god. It's not a suit. It's a shirt.
Well, it was a shirt. It was like kind of cut off. It kind of looked like you're going to be either martial arts or lead a class, which would be totally appropriate.
Which would be appropriate, yeah.
And rarely do I see this. Your hair is pulled back also, like kind of like you're gonna conduct martial arts or a monk class on monking out.
Monking out. That is a very new title for a class. Let's monk out.
So anyway, in this conversation, what came up was that, I have a tendency to sometimes point out things with humor, and it could sound like maybe something, say, bothers me or I don't like it, but you also have a tendency to kind of want to like gather and just like figure out like, is there really something wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because for me, it might come off as feeling critical.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
And for you would like to experience and hear more appreciation first.
Yes, I would.
So is that the key thing here?
Well, and it's like, you want to hear people's preferences, because we've talked about that. Like, if you don't really like the monk shirt,
I'm going to seduce you, but first.
Well, I feel like, people want to hear feedback, but it's like, how do you give feedback? I think this is what it boils down to, or it doesn't sound critical, or it doesn't sound judgmental. And maybe that's just my interpretation. Is that the thing? Am I interpreting? I'm obviously interpreting, but am I being overly sensitive, I guess?
Well, I shared with you that, like, even with my one friend, or actually I have several friends, the people I choose, the male friends I choose to connect with, we love feedback. We give each other feedback. So it's more a matter of fact. There's no alluding to something. We're like, no, I'm directly saying that, hey, have you thought of this? I prefer this. So we can improve. So I have a tendency to view all things and people and situations from that place of trying to add value. But I also recognize that if it's excessive, or if I don't share enough like compliments or appreciation, it could be received in the way that you hear it sometimes.
Well, I also wonder, like, I, as a woman, let's say if another woman, I was trying to think if it's like a male female thing, like, because we want to impress our man, or we at least want him to think that we're hot or good looking, or that he thinks we're sexy. If I were to say that to a woman, I would just say, no, I don't like that shirt on you. But I think it's like sometimes the combination of like I don't know, like with men, they could like diss each other, and that's funny, and they're not bothered by it. Whereas women don't really, I don't know, my women friends don't really do that.
Well, I noticed it could be like, does this dress look good on me? And it might be a roundabout way of saying no, like, what would that be?
It would be like, oh, well, it might be a little long on you, or, you could use something that maybe has a different kind of top to it. Like maybe it's, a cleavage thing, instead of being like, no, you just don't look good in that dress.
So in other words, you wouldn't say, well, it's okay if you want to look like a curtain?
Yeah, I would never say that. Right.
So don't say, like, well, yeah, it's great if you want to be an orange curtain. So you
maybe it's an East Coast West Coast thing too.
So you only say, like, I as a woman. So I'm going to answer this because I as a teddy bear, I recognize also the dissing or whatever, like with my male friends, that how that it for us it's a humor, like we love that, but I recognize that that's not a space of humor for a lot of women, you know, and I don't,
Right.
and I'm not like that. Like also, there's another level of the typical male who try to one up.
Right.
I never, if anything,
Yeah.
I will self-deprecate.
Mm-hmm.
I will want most men or most people to feel better than me.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I recognize that, and I recognize that like I I want to get better at interpreting your feelings better. I want to become more like the embodied teddy bear.
And I want to take things less personally. That's what I've said.
Okay. Well, yeah.
So if you call me an orange monk, I can just laugh it off instead of getting defensive at all.
And I think that will bring more bears to our relationship. That's so ridiculous. I was actually trying to find something with bear in it.
You were?
And
Really?
that was the best I can come up with.
Mm.
I barely got there.
Oh my God. Oh no.
Oh.